Chapter 13 The Inquisition Suki, and looked at his back. Not optimistic after so many days. It's hard to get evidence, it's almost impossible to get a fingerprint without it. The shoe print can't be a dedicated well. Apart from that, what else is suitable for this era? Can help solve the case. He scoured his guts for ideas. These incompetent petty officials are as shrewd as monkeys. When it comes to extracting oil, even a stone can squeeze oil out of it. When it comes to getting things done, they're all incompetent dogs. Magistrate Master is angry in the hall. The murder is a big case. Partial dead and give things in the adult Sue related. Who is the agent in charge? It's a self-proclaimed clean mouth who bites someone's mad dog and impeaches anyone who doesn't like it. Sue, who had a goatee and a thin face, stood beside him and said with a smile, "If you continue to force them, they will have to touch fish." Are the old guard, under the petty officials, pay what attention? Officers are clear on the cell operation of the officialdom. The Sioux official is at most elementary school level, the highest in the temple, followed by the official of Xinjiang touch a fish, Zhu County Magistrate Hum. In the past, it is just, the Beijing investigation is about to be, backed by people on the grounds of torture into impeachment. The official how to do. Just then, hurried footsteps came. Wang Zhu to enter the inner hall, crossed the threshold and stopped. Respectful attitude, tongue filled with excitement. Adults. Jen's case. The villain has a vision. Please adults issue a card ticket. The villain this will take people. Zhu County Magistrate and Sue Master Book looked at each other. The former sneer, the latter showed such a smile, seeing the two look wrong. The king urged, "Your Excellency, there is no time to wait." Magistrate Zhu slapped the table and cursed, "Stupid, this is no time. Still thinking of touching fish? Are you a pig's brain? Confessions can be used on a regular basis. But there's a problem after a prisoner confesses. The confession and dossier will be handed over to the Department of Criminal Punishment, which will verify the confession and give a verdict at the end of the year." The Beijing inspection was held. The atmosphere in the official circles of the capital was tense. Everyone was picking up their tails and spying on each other at the same time. This is the time when the case is overturned, Wang Tutu quickly explained. Adults misunderstood. The villain is really sure to catch the real murderer, not touch the fish. Ask Your Excellency to believe me. What level do you? This official don't know. Magistrate Zhu was not at ease about this. He took a look at Lao Wang and said, "Tell me carefully." And the king said, "Behold, it is time also for us to be consecrated. Your Excellency, listen to me carefully. There are many doubts in the Zhang case." The old king copied Suki-An's reasoning and said it to the two adults, Zhu County Magistrate. At the beginning with a sneer, listen to listen, the waist unconsciously straight. By the end, she was silent, but her face was serious. He was thinking wonderful. Sue Master Book a high five, snapped loud, appears very excited, extracted cocoon, conditioning clear. Could speculate from these inconspicuous details, the beginning and end of the case. So much for an old hand in the Department of Torture, although it has yet to be verified. But this set of reasoning, no doubt to the confused county people, pointed out the direction. Wang Lutu smiled and said, "We are overpraised." The magistrate Zhu hissed, "Tell me, who taught you that?" The king thought for a moment. Then he laid his heart on the task, and said truthfully, "Quick Hand Suki Kuishao is not a live broadcast platform. Suki and is not an anchor. Kuishao is the name of a petty officer, also called Fast Chi." And Haizhu County Magistrate was the first to react. He the magistrate of Zhu and Su Pingzi had drunk wine for several times, and they had some friendship. Su Pingzi had spent 22 tael of silver a few years ago to get Kuishao for his nephew in the Daofeng dynasty. The office of officials could be passed on to the son steady as an old dog's golden bowl if it was him. The magistrate smiled. Su Master Book's eyes flashed, thinking of a tax case involving the Su family, immediately asked, "What do you say?" The king also listened. The magistrate smiled and said, When the tax bank was robbed, the Su family bore the brunt and should have been held accountable. Do you know why the Su family got off? The king immediately said, I heard that Lord Su of the Imperial Sword Guard had done meritorious work in assisting in the case the Holy Lord forgave him. This was what he had just heard Su Quan say. Su Master Book took a look. The magistrate thus look. Tentative way, the case has what inside details of the missing tax silver case were not available in this book, but Zhu was the father and mother official of Chengkou County, although he was only a younger brother in the city, where the rich and powerful gathered, but you can't sit in this position without someone behind you. Zhu County magistrate snorted. Su Pingzi is just a vulgar warrior. This case he is just a scapegoat. Suddenly stopped. Seems to do not want to reveal too much. Turn to the way. Really let Su Jia turn over is not him. Who is it? Wang asked subconsciously. Su Master Book Heart flashed the answer. Waiting for Zhu County magistrates follow up. It was Su Qian, who solved the truth of the tax and silver case. This matter was recorded in the file, and this official was on duty in the same year in Beijing Zeifu. The magistrate of Zhu County said, the son takes the place of the father, and the father pays his debts. Although he is a nephew, the principal is the same. Su Master Book gasped. After the crime, Su Qi and should be locked in the government prison. How did he do it? Zhu County magistrate mused. I thought it was strange, but now I understand. Su Master Book also thought. Unbelievable, only by the volume. By volume only one cat to bring our man. This kind of official secret is occasionally able to listen to the head of the three officials. He could not believe that the tax silver robbery is Su Qi and from which to play a huge energy to save Su family. This is not right. Wang said, it makes no sense at the beginning. The boy was a newcomer, and his character was simple and stubborn. You know, a guy like that. He solves cases like a god. Wang led the ticket back to the lounge. Su 7 and fell asleep on the table. He thought too much about the mass last night and didn't go to bed until after three others stretched out their hands to push Su Qi, but the king stopped him immediately and whispered, let him sleep. He picked two people and said, come with me to Zhen's house. The three men, with 9 men in total, quickly left the county office of Chengkou. White labor is temporary labor, which is a kind of corvée labor. It is made up of ordinary people and is not paid, fed or housed, but there's also a good conscience. They don't have to take the blame. Su Qian was awakened by the sound of mighty force. He wiped the saliva from his mouth and walked to the county hall. I think he's been arrested, and the magistrate is in front of the court. In the court, after the magistrate Zhu stood high in the court, the magistrate and the emperor were on the right and left. Under the case stood 3 shifts of officers on the right and left, with 2 kneeling in the middle, a young man in embroidered morals, and a beautiful woman in a purple skirt. The woman looked frightened. The young man relatively calm. Snap. Zhu County magistrate angrily shocked the panic. Lan said, who under the hall? The woman unconsciously looked at the young man, who gave her a calm look and straightened her back. The woman's voice is fine, and the airway is fine. The woman Yan Zenzhen. Zhu County magistrate shouted, you two, how to kill Zhang Yorui? Tell the truth. The woman shuddered, her long lashes quivered, and her face looked frightened. The young man Zhang Xian was shocked. Why did your excellency say such a thing? How could the grass people kill their biological father? Where were you when it happened? The magistrate asked. I'm in the study. Why don't you die with your wife? The people are looking at the accounts, but there are witnesses. No witness in the middle of the night. Zhang Xian's answer is clear and coherent. Neither panic nor confusion, either a clear conscience, or a good plan according to their own logical reasoning. Su Qi and prefers the latter possibility, although he has no alibi, but also no evidence to prove that he killed. Reasoning. If there is no practical evidence, the magistrate turned to the woman and said, Mr. Zhang Yang, the official asks you that you have been married to Zhang Yorui for 10 years and have done nothing. Why are you pregnant now? Tell me if you slept with your stepson and murdered your husband. Zhang Yang was shocked and cried, Your Excellency, the citizen woman was wrong. The citizen woman's body is not good. In recent years, she has managed to get pregnant with her husband's child. He burst into tears. How could such a trial possibly find out the truth? Suki and looked at the water spirit woman for a moment, and had a good idea.